I wasn't born this way. It happened at the age of 17 when I had an accident. My friend climbed a tree, and an apple fell and hit me on my right eye. The pain was excruciating.
This is one of those stories where you're just like, what? What are the chances you look up and an apple falls on your eye and you go blind? Chidi tells the shocking story of how he lost his vision.
As a result of the impairment on the right eye, one evening, I fell and I hit the left eye.
Oh my goodness. What are the chances? I've gotten so used to the theatrics that came with Happily Ever After.
You just made me have to go take because you're as full of as he is.
Oh my goodness.
That I had to unexpectedly shift gears for Before the 90 Days. It's giving the Learning Channel for real.
That's a big eggies. Thank you, chickens.
But of course, you know, it still has its quirks. Let's get into it. Hey 90 Day Fans fam, it's Melicia. Was it just me, or was the premiere of Before the 90 Days a little heavier than expected?
I'm approaching my 25th anniversary of being in a wheelchair. When I was 27, I was shot with a small caliber handgun. It hit me in the spinal cord. It left me a quadriplegic.
This episode, I learned so much about different people's experiences in life.
I was introduced to wheelchair rugby, and it turned everything around for me. I eventually made the USA team and started playing internationally for about 4 years.
Brian, who was 51 from Illinois, is about to fly to Brazil to meet his 33-year-old girlfriend, Ingrid, for the first time. Which leads us to this revelation.
Sex with a person in a wheelchair is different in a lot of ways. Some guys can get an erection without Viagra and keep. Some guys can and can't keep. I get the erection, it stays, Viagra helps. But if you associate pleasure with ejaculating, that's really not it for us. If we do ejaculate, we get a severe headache, spasms in our hands, sometimes can be even aneurysm, causing an aneurysm. So it's kind of scary even to ejaculate now.
Wow, that is the epitome of the journey is the reward, not the destination. The cast members we met this week are full of survivors and people who walk to the beat of their own drum, to say the least.
So I do have plans to go and visit.
This woman, who sounds like a Kardashian,
I mean, hello.
is Tigerlily. Yep, that's her name. She's a 41-year-old divorced mother of 2 from Texas, and she's dating a 22-year-old model named Adnan from Jordan. And the kicker is, she's getting married to him the first day she meets him in person. And she's only known him for 4 months.
Oh, here we go.
Adnan told me that we have to get married right away because he is Muslim. And in his religion, a man and a woman are not even allowed to kiss or hug or even be in a room unaccompanied unless they're married.
Her friend/life coach is shocked when she hears about this.
The day that I meet him, we're getting married.
You're kidding, right? You're kidding.
No, I'm serious.
Why?
If I was her, I would start questioning my services. I'm joking. She cannot control what Tigerlily chooses to do.
My name's Lauren, 33 years old, and I live in Las Vegas.
Lauren is a drag queen's assistant, a very quirky guy who knows what he likes and seemingly has found it.
In the Philippines, Faith is known as a ladyboy. This is a rough translation from Thai, and it's used primarily to describe a transgendered woman.
And finally, let's get into Renee, who is about to take a trip to meet her boyfriend Chidi in Nigeria for the first time.
Thank you, chickens.
My name's Renee. I'm from Espanola, New Mexico, and I'm 37 years old.
Renee lives on a farm and has a ton of chickens, who she is super in tune with.
I try to make contact with each and every one of them because they will actually notice. Like if you're looking at one and you only talk to that one, the other one will look at you. And then once you acknowledge that one, she'll kind of like, oh, look, me too.
Oh, the little chickies get jealous.
They're just really sweet little pets.
Oh no, be nice to me. Be
me.
This season is different. And Renee, who is also a mom of two, knows she's eccentric.
I'm definitely a loner. It's not that I don't like people, it's just that to the normal human, I'm definitely a quirky weirdo.
Renee has never been married. She says her relationship with her kids' fathers were toxic.
I've never experienced romance at all. I've never been passionately kissed.
Which is surprising, considering two men have gotten her pregnant. She didn't receive a passionate kiss from either of them? Not once? I guess they just got straight to business.
5 years ago, the man of my dreams fell on my lap.
Well, now that Chidi's in her life, things on the romantic front are changing for Renee.
I was not looking for love online. I was trying to find more friends. He was there as a friend suggestion, a little cutie. I sent the friend request and it just hit hard and deep.
I wonder how this woman, who lives in New Mexico, was suggested a male friend from Nigeria. How did he end up in her algorithm? Now we know Nigerian men have a reputation on this show, but so far, Chidi seems to be genuine and extremely strong and resilient.
My name is Chidi. I am 33 years old. I live in Lagos, Nigeria, and I am blind. Football is something I have had great passion ever since I was a kid. I still play, though it's not easy. We have a special ball that has a unique sound that helps us to know where the ball is.
Wow. Chidi goes on to share the mind-boggling story about how he went blind in both eyes.
I wasn't born this way. It happened at the age of 17 when I had an accident.
17? Oh.
My friend climbed a tree and an apple fell and hit me on my right eye. The pain was excruciating.
Oh my goodness. So it sounds like it was just the weight of the apple. I wondered if the apple was poisonous. Maybe the impact caused an infection and there was a lack of medical resources. I don't know.
And when I got to school, I couldn't see clearly what was written on the blackboard. It kept deteriorating. And as a result of the impairment on the right eye, one evening, I fell and I hit the left eye on a wooden desk, and blood started rushing out. We went to the hospital, but there was nothing they could do. Eventually, I was completely blind in both eyes, and I was so devastated. It seemed as if the whole world had come to an end.
Why things happen to certain people, we can't always say. But this episode, Chidi and Brian are showcasing the adaptability of the human spirit. How after tragedy strikes, if you don't give up, there's more life to live, more love, fun, and joy and purpose to experience on the other side. It's not the end. Also, I love how lately 90 Day started doing this thing where they give us a glimpse into what life might look like for some of their cast members with disabilities. Check it out.
The only thing I can see now is just a thick cloud before my face. But sometimes I do experience some spark of different colors of light. Having seen before, I can still recollect what the world looks like. And the symphony of sounds around me helps me to visualize my environment.
What a way to create more understanding and empathy, right? When it comes to communicating with Renee, Chidi uses speech softwares.
I missed you today. Can't wait to see you 11:34. Dream of me, Red Heart, 11:34.
Look at that smile. He is in love. Now, what's really interesting is that Renee didn't learn Chidi was blind until about a month into their relationship.
When we first met, I was afraid to tell Renee that I was blind because I thought that would have scared her away. And Interestingly, I myself, I never knew I was talking to a white lady.
I wonder who told him or how it came out. The way things came to light for Renee was like something out of a movie.
I had sent some regular pictures of myself, and he didn't say you're pretty, nothing. But then, you know, he's still talking to me really sweet, like nothing changed. So after another month or so, I sent a picture of my booty, and I still didn't get a response.
Not the butt shot.
Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon.
Did she offer that picture up or did production ask for it?
She lodged in a complaint to me. So it was at this point that I told her outrightly that I was blind.
Knowing that Chidi fell for my heart and my words and my mind and not worrying about my body and what it looks like, I felt truly accepted by him, which is something I never experienced before.
I'm going out now. I can't wait for you to arrive so we go out together. Be the happiest man. I love you.
Now, while I think they are sweet, I mean, Chidi loves her so much he even prays for her.
And I hope someday we will get married. Lord, I pray, God, that you be with her. Lord, that you give your angels charge over her.
There are a few things that concern me about Renee and Chidi. One, Renee's reasoning for why Chidi is perfect for her.
I was never looking for a blind man. I never even thought about it. It never even crossed my mind. It's just that I'm very self-conscious about how I look. When I used to be intimate with a guy, I would always leave a shirt on for the most part. Lights better be off. So him being blind is a huge turn on for me because you don't have to worry about looking at me. I can come out of the shower and he won't see me. Like, I'm gonna be so free.
Are you though? In my opinion, that sounds like a band-aid to the issue, and we know band-aids, they don't last for long. I know we all have our insecurities, but the reason why this is concerning for me is because it doesn't sound like she's willing to work toward true freedom. Although Chidi might not visually see her being insecure about her body, the beliefs that are causing Renee to be extremely self-conscious are still gonna be there. That energy she carries of not feeling good enough or wanting to hide still has the potential to seep out and affect their relationship in other ways. My other concern is Renee's desire to change Chidi's belief system. Chidi is open about his faith and how much it's helped him to persevere after going blind.
I'm a Christian by faith. I believe God really helped me cope with my disability. I pray a lot, day and night. And the Lord truly blessed me when he sent Renee to me.
The difference is that I am not Christian and he is. I believe that there definitely is a God and a higher power, but I don't consider myself a Christian because I've seen a lot of the truth that's not mentioned in the Bible.
What do you mean?
There's a whole other world and galaxy out there. For example, I know for a fact that aliens exist.
I want to know how she knows for a fact. Girl, tell us.
For example, I know for a fact that aliens exist. UFOs, Illuminati.
She had me at the aliens, but when she said Illuminati, I was like, okay. Look, I have had my conspiracy theory days. 12-year-old Melicia was into it. It could be true, could not be true, could not even matter in the grand scheme of things. At the end of the day, it's all about how you choose to walk around and view this world. All that to say, we now have a clearer view of her belief system.
For example, I know for a fact that aliens exist. UFOs, Illuminati. These are all things that humans need to understand if we have any hope for the future. Chidi, people like him keep on living the way they are, believing that they're with God when they really are not. But I believe I can show Chidi the truth.
What's the truth? I want to hear her say it. I'm always wary of grown adults who are so adamant about making other grown adults believe exactly what they believe, especially when it comes to God or a higher power or powers. It's like, do you need me to believe it so you can feel more sure about it?
He feels very strongly about his
And that's
religion.
fine.
You're gonna have to go to church. You're gonna have to support
That's what you
him.
think, okay? But again, when I'm here to change somebody's life and fully wake them up, that's what I'm gonna do. He could attend church, but eventually this man will be just as woke as I am.
Personally, I think if she was as woke as she claims, she will be going about this in a different way.
I think it's great that she's quirky and she thinks a little differently out of the box, but there comes a time where, as an adult, you have to realize your opinion's not the only right opinion. She's very headstrong, so she's gonna need to find somebody who is gonna have the same beliefs as her, because if not, it'll be a lot of turmoil.
Yeah, they say, don't get into a relationship thinking you can change somebody. The question is, if they were to never change, would you still want to be with them?
Hallelujah, I'm grateful.
When Renee gets to Nigeria, she's going to be staying with Chidi, his sister, and his brother-in-law.
I do not work, so they gave me a separate room where I sleep in. They feed me, and they support me financially too. When I told my sister and husband that Renee would be coming, they were super excited.
While it is exciting, Chidi admits he also has his concerns. Along with not telling Renee he's not having sex until marriage,
It's something I couldn't bear to tell her on phone, but I just hope she understands my commitment to God.
he's peeped out some issues with her temper.
As lovely as she is, she
Just says anything that comes to her head. She doesn't process words before leashing them out. And
she's highly temperamental.
She easily get angry.
Yes.
Renee and I have been with each other for 5 years, but we've had some quarrels and fights. Renee could be deeply mistrusting and insecure, and it is extremely hard to reason with her when she feels this way.
Chidi says he hopes when Renee gets there, it's something they can work out. Whew. All right, 90 Day Fans fam, pretty deep season premiere. Thought-provoking. Make sure you stick with ET because we are covering it all. I will see you next time.